Senator Grogan. Senator Pocock.
Thank you, Deputy President. At COP15 last year, we saw on the global stage the urgent need to halt and reverse environmental decline. It was made clear at the conference, it was agreed to, and we saw the government reaffirm their commitment to halting extinction. What we need now is action. We don't need more plans to make plans. The thing that we have to get on with is to stop destroying areas of the environment with the highest biological value. Continuing to log native forests doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make environmental sense, and it certainly doesn't make economic sense. Vic Forests lost $54 million last year, and that's on top of a loss over many of the past years, and it's just taken out a loan from Victorian taxpayers for $80 million. The East Gippsland Forest Management Area, the largest in Victoria, is uneconomic for logging and has been classified as non-commercial for more than a decade. But taxpayers are still subsidising logging in these areas that contain these threatened and endangered species that we're supposedly trying to save. So let's act. We've had scientists tell us for decades what we need to do. When you're in a hole, you stop digging. And that's the first step. We have to stop native forest logging in this country. It's no longer good for our communities or for our future. Yes, the timber industry is needed to provide the materials we need for buildings, but that can and should come from plantation forestry. In southeast New South Wales, Frontier Economics analysis shows that the plantation industry is worth 160 times the native forest sector and employs far more people. The economic benefit from native forests is now in other industries. We have to start to move on. We have to have more imagination for these communities that have been logging towns for many years. To go to the Central Highlands, the value of water and tourism to regional GDP is 25.5 times and 20 times the value of the timber and wood chips. The best way to meet and go beyond the 43% by 2030 and net zero by 2050 is to stop cutting down one of the best carbon storage technologies we have. We need to stop cutting down native forests. We can have better outcomes for jobs, income generation, and avoidance of loss making that's eventually paid by the taxpayer by exiting native forest logging as soon as possible. We can invest in logging towns to set them up for the future. It's possible. It's been done elsewhere. The longer we go down this road, the worse it is for these towns who could potentially be entering into the carbon market, tourism. The worse it is for all these threatened species that are not just threatened from loss of habitat, things like leadbeater's possum, greater gliders. But we know as we move into a warming climate, many of them are very heat sensitive, and we need to ensure that there is bigger areas of land as possible for them to move and to be able to deal with the changing climate. So I really implore the government. I thank them for their commitment, but it has to be backed up. It has to be backed up with investment. We know that this is going to cost money, but it's worth it. We're investing in nature, we're investing in our future, and we're part of nature. If nature goes down, we go down with it. There's no standing outside of it. So I really implore the government, with the upcoming budget, invest in nature, make good on your promise, because Australians and future generations of Australians are relying on you. And when it comes to native forest logging, have the courage and have the imagination to bring forward the exit from native forest logging. Bring forward the exit to a new economy, good jobs in other industries for these towns in regional areas.